Hello everyone, etc. here bringing you episode 4 of Sky Capsule Project, a mod pack by the Mediocre Motors. Well, in the last episode, we broke into tier 2 resource generation, we started the mob farm, and it was so epic, the mob farm was so epic that we got our ender pearl almost immediately so that we could put like one vacuum hopper, and we got enough inferium essence to be able to start our seed. Well, then I went into my time lapse and I fixed the tier 1. I'm gonna go show you, but before I say all of this, come on, come on. Isn't that looking good? Me, the person known for making functional ugly bases, I actually have something that's looking good. These windmills for powers are useless, but come on, you have to admit that it does look good. The one in the middle still needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels to turn at max efficiency, but whatever. So let me come down here and show you what I've been working on. So first off, I got 25 resource one, and you know what? Okay, now's the time. I got to calm these sounds down because there's no way that we can just stand this. Zombie hurt. So I'm gonna remove the zombie hurt. I'm gonna you know what? Maybe hurt is on every mob. Creeper hurt, Blitz hurt, Enderman hurt, Skeleton, Spider, Witch, and whatever. I'm gonna keep Zombie Villager. But this is much calmer. Okay, so I got a 5x5 right here, and this it is putting the oh, this is not fast enough. Oh, because it's not upgraded. I don't have an augment yet. You know what? I'm not decided if I need to shut up the Enderman or not, but it's really annoying that the Endermans are able to get out of the mob farm. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for stopping to making sound 2 minutes after you're dead. Anyway, so this is a 5x5, and I think that because I don't have the upgrade, it's not keeping up, but it should be keeping up. And here, I'm going to make like a tower of this, but right now, no capsule accumulated, it's just putting it in. So there's one thing you guys need to know, like that's an important trick. Right here, we're pulling out with standard pipes, what item pipe is, because each one of those only make one at a time. So it's pulling out of here no problem and going into the drawer no problem. Now to pipe from the drawer to this, if I was to use a pipe, it would not be fast enough without upgrade. But because you can go right here and say auto input enabled, this is grabbing stacks at a time. You don't believe me? Let me show you for 1 second. Let me grab all of this. Boom. Boom. See? There's nothing faster than this magic auto input system. So that's why I auto output to a drawer, I auto input from a drawer, and nothing can be faster than that. And this is bringing coal downstairs, which I'll show you in a moment. But anyway, this I'm going to add to as much as I can as fast as possible, because this is what's my main money maker for the EMC. Do you see that I have 784,000 EMC? Well, let me grab all of the diamonds that I have here. Let's come back right here. 784, boom, boom. 1.8 million, which means, oh, that's just enough to get 2 more of each and some pipes. And for the wrench, we already have a wrench. So let's just go put those down immediately, because anything at this point, anything that improved my EMC is just so important. Like it's crazy important at this point. Let me grab this. and do this, and then put a tier 1 mini catalyst. And then I screwed up because I don't want to have, I don't have a way of climbing up. You know what? Die. Perfect, thank you. So I'm going to grab some bricks. And, oh, that's a lot of brick, but okay. I'm also going to grab a 2 torches. Why 2? I don't know. Don't ask me these questions, just because. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. And I'm just going to build a little way up so I can add more, because I'm going to be adding to this like crazy. So basically I just made a little scaffolding so that I can easily get up here whenever I need to. I should have grabbed a bit more, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's not worry about it. And I grabbed the torch so I can go like this and make sure that this is lighted. Perfect. Already. So just in the time that I had this conversation with you guys and that I placed one more, I got 319 more EMC. Okay, so next thing. So let's go upstairs. And next thing I did was I placed all of these beautiful windmill. And I attached them with LV wires connector all the way here, and they're both going down each side, and then we'll go downstairs and I'll show you. But I did make this setup right here, and I duplicated on the other side because for whatever reason it wasn't working without it. And then for all of the mob drops that are regular stuff that I want to keep, I'm pushing it here. I'm going to add some trash can at some point and an EMC link for whatever is EMCable, but already I have 22 Ender Pearl. I got a stack of Inferium Essence and Glowstone, just 2, but we're getting there, and I'm going to get the 4 that I need pretty soon. I'm just checking the rest. Everything else is not really important. And when I come down here, I can still show. So do you see this bow doesn't have enough EMC left to be so that I can put it in the transmutation table. And just okay, give me 1 second. Zombie ambient steps, nope. I'm trying to find, oh, fall. Oh, nope, that's not the right one. Maybe fall something? Grass, metal, stone, wood, hostile, big fall, small fall. Is it working? Oh yes, it is working. So we're now on quiet mode. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue. Well, let's continue. I think, oh, nope, one last thing to say. So I've been producing so much Inferium Essence. I already have 6 stack, and I've already been able to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 pots down just making Inferium, and that's not even enough. So in the next time lapse, yes, I'm already talking about the next time lapse, I'm going to grow the platform here, and this whole quadrant is going to be used for seeds. Underground, I'm going to make a real mess setup of botany pot, and by the way, you cannot connect the item pipes to this because they don't have what's called a internal storage. So when this is done, it can produce multiple things. Without an internal storage, it has nowhere to push them all at the same time, which is why you still need a chest under it. So anyway, that's the best setup I've found so far. So on the underground level, I'm going to make a field of Inferium because let me just take 2 seconds and show you. So let's go to seeds. Wait, at mystical and then seed. We have all of these seeds to do, and we have a couple of tier 6. And for the tier 6 seed, we're going to need Insanium essence. Each Insanium essence needs 4 Supremium, which needs 4 Imperium, so 16, which needs 4 Tertium, so 64, which needs 4 Prudentium, so 256, which needs 4 Inferium, which means 1024. So every single one of these is equal to 1024 of the first level. And the only way, let me just go down the rabbit hole. The only way to make these Inferium essence is, well, these blocks don't exist. It's by these seeds making one at a time. And there's only the powered pot that will let you make more, and seed reprocessing. So, but that's not even worth it, honestly, to reprocess a seed into. So we're going to need a big field of these. The beauty is that once we got enough to create all of the seeds, and all of the seeds are on, so just let me give you an example, sorry. To grow this nitro seed, we need it on an Insanium or Supremium farmland. And look at the growth modifier. If we're on an Insanium, it's minus a minute 41. If it's on Supremium, it's minus a minute 30. Let's go to the lowest level, so the Inferium. The Inferium, if we grow it, I'm just going to go back. Inferium, minus 12 second. Growth modifier 0.2. If we go to the next level, minus 15 second, minus 18, minus 21, minus 24, and minus 27. So it's not enormous for the smallest one, because these only take about a minute to grow, 50 seconds to grow. But when you're on a higher tier seed, if you come to this seed, well, a minute 30 less or a minute 41 less, that's a big difference. So once we have every single seed on the highest tier, and we have the all of the seeds, we're not going to need Inferium anymore. That being said, we have 1, 2, 3. No, those two don't count, but let's count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Let's say 15. 15 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 15 times 7 seeds to craft. So there's a lot of seeds to make. Some of them we don't really care about. Like, let's be honest. If I look at the iron seed right here, who cares about iron? Iron is EMCable. The only reason we need iron seed is to make higher tier catalyst. So the tier 1 mini catalyst can be transformed into a tier 1 catalyst with these essence. So some of them are crucial to making better catalysts because they give us medium resource capsule, and medium resource capsule give us more of each resource. That was a lot of explanation though. And the episode's not even started. We are now at the point where we can start the episode. So, okay, by the way, the pack upgraded. And the reason I have to come here is that there are extra rewards. Okay, that's good. What other rewards in here? Ooh. Okay, so that's kind of good because that was something you could not make. So the reason it gives you one of each log is that you can EMC them. And the Skyroot sapling, Skyroot, is going to let us get, it's another way to get slime ball easy in the beginning. And the blue slime ball are a type, wait, can I not grow them on grass? On slimy dirt or grass? This is grass. Okay, I'll have to do some research, but that's what gives you the blue slime ball. And the blue slime ball is absolutely required to make these sky slime crystal, and also to make this slime steel ingot, which is used for, who knows? I haven't gotten to that part yet, so I'm not quite sure what it's going to be required for, but I know that it was something missing from the pack that you needed to be able to progress. Okay, so finally, oh no, not finally, there's probably more rewards to grab. Machine frame, oh, so I never grabbed that. That's a second machine frame. And we're caught on. Perfect. So what we really want to do is get into mystical agriculture. So let's read this. Starting mystical agriculture. One of the ways you'll build EMC early game is with mystical agriculture. No, not really. It's also how you'll progress your catalyst to the next tier. You won't be able to upgrade until you reach tier 3, but I'd recommend getting these set up well before then. Yes, because getting stacks of each seed material or seed essence is going to take a while. Higher tier catalysts generate more resource, i.e. instead of 3 iron nuggets from tier 1 mini catalyst, you get 1 iron ingot from tier 1 normal catalyst and a block from the large. To get started with mystical agriculture, you need to kill some mobs and get their inferium essence. A mob farm is probably a good thing to have if you don't already. We do! That's how we started the seed. Then it wants us to make prosperity shards. Prosperity shards are made with sawdust around diamonds. And it wants us to make the infusion pedestal. To get into mystical agriculture, you'll need the pedestal and altar to make seeds. It's probably best to start with some inferium seeds, which don't require these, to build up a good supply. But the infusion altar, 152 different seeds. Oh, I have the count right here. 152. That will need to be made. Oh, there's less than 152 seed because some of these things like this are not seeds. They're like step assist for legging boots, whatever. Not really important, but those are all the seeds that we need to make. But we need sawdust, which is kind of why Psy is right before. Psy is a complex / easy mod. Easy in the sense that what we need to do in this mod pack is easy. Complex as the fact that you can program spell into a CAD assembler something makes it extremely complex. But I don't know if I'm going to play with that all that much. Let's get started. Psy is a very cool magic mod that can do some pretty fun and interesting things. Psy is very cool, though it can seem very daunting if you're not familiar with it. We've provided the manual for you to peruse at your leisure. We have also provided a few basic quests to get you going, as you will need to utilize Psy to get further into the pack. Perfect. It wants us to make a CAD assembler, so piston and 5 iron. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to go piston, and then I'm going to go iron, 1 stack, and then I'm going to go redstone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a couple of stack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know what, 7. And we're going to start crafting. So first, I don't even remember what the crafting recipe was. Okay, so some kind of a hopper setup like this with a piston, and I'm going to have to stop this noise from the Enderman. I don't know how they're able to get out, but for now, I'm going to remove the ambient, and I'm going to keep the stair because that's when I know they're going to attack. Okay, so that's made. Let's go back. Then it wants us to make an iron CAD assembly. I'm going to make 2 because I know that we're going to need 2. So 1, 2. Oh, there's some tier 2 resource capsule in the furnace. This is EMCable, but I don't want it. Like, we're never going to make enough to want this EMCable. So now it wants us to make a casting assistant device. Put your CAD assembler into the CAD assembler, then take the resultant casting assistant device out. You will get a better version later. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this little thing and put it there. And we're going to put the gun in and get a better gun. That's another quest. Then sawdust, finally, wants us to make 4 sawdust. Sawdust is a major part of mod. It's also used to craft prosperity shards for mystical agriculture. To make sawdust, throw some redstone on the ground and right-click with the CAD in hand. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press on Control, and then I'm going to mouse over this and press Q, and it throws the whole stack on the floor. And then I'm going to aim at it and right click, and voila. All of this is now made into sawdust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 stacks. That's a good start. And the reward is an iron cat. Oh, I didn't even need to make 2. I don't want it in my EMC system. That's why I'm throwing it off board, because I don't need to get more of these. Okay, then we could go back to mystical agriculture, but let's just bang all of this out. We're going to need to make a basic CAD battery. You have a limited amount of psi energy to cast spell. If you cast a spell and do not have enough energy, it will draw from your life force. This can potentially be lethal. This is where battery comes in handy. Will allow you to overdraw a spell up to the battery limit before you start taking damage. So battery is gold, sawdust, iron. So let me grab some gold. And because gold is so expensive, I'm not going to take out a crazy amount. So gold, sawdust, oh, come on, in a row. And this is a basic CAD battery. Then it wants us to make a CAD socket. CAD socket upgrades the bandwidth, number of socket, and saved vector. Basically, more room to do cool stuff. So that's 2 iron and a sawdust. So sawdust, iron, iron. Honestly, it does seem like a really cool mod, but I don't really need it all that much other than to get the basic stuff. So we're going to do the minimum for now. Basic CAD core. CAD cores upgrades complexity and projection. Better core equal more complexity and spell size. So 4 around a sawdust. So 1 more sawdust. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have a CAD core. With the basic CAD component, you can now upgrade a CAD device. Back to the CAD assembler with another CAD assembly. We've provided you another iron one. So see, the quest says we already gave you a second one. I didn't need to craft a second one. Place the recently crafted basic CAD component into your respective slot and put the CAD assembly in the middle to craft the upgraded CAD. The basic CAD you crafted before had efficiency and potency, but nothing else. You will know you have done this correctly if the other stats have increased from 0. So let's come here, the other, and these 3 things, and there's another thing here that I don't know what it's for, and I can make this. And if I compare the 2, look at the core none, core, basic CAD core, complexity 14, complexity 0, projection 1, projection 0, socket none, socket basic CAD, bandwidth 5, 0, socket 4, 0, save vector 7, 0, battery overflow 100, overflow 0. So that's the difference. That being said, let me just test. That's the new one. See, the new one doesn't, oh, it's because I have more than one. Let's put it, nope, I want to keep the new one, not the old one. Oh, it still works. I'm not sure I understand, but okay, it does still work. I thought it would stop working, or maybe it's because I've not infused it with a spell. Okay, so let's just claim this and go to the spell programmer. The spell programmer is where you will program spell. What a novel idea. The spell programmer can look pretty scary, but once you understand the basic, it can be pretty cool. Your first spell will be infusion. Simply right-click a slot in the programmer and search for infusion, not greater infusion, just infusion. If you got trick infusion in there correctly, you should see green check mark next to the CAD on the left saying compilation successful. Note, you can rename the trick if you desire at the bottom of the programmer, but it's not necessary. So we need to make a spell programmer, which is going to be 1 sawdust with 5 iron. So hopper style thing like before, but this time with a sawdust. And it's going to make the programmer that I'm going to put back there. And then I can go and program this. So it wants us to go here, and you can just search infusion and trick not greater infusion, infusion. There's a check mark compilation saying that it worked. And how do we put it on the gun? Right click, shift right click. Nope, So it did make a weird sound, but that's not how you do it. We're going to continue reading and it's going to tell us how to do it. Spell bullet. Oh, we need a bullet in the gun. What a surprise. With the spell programmed in the previous step, simply take the bullet and right-click the spell programmer with it. If all goes well, you should hear a beep letting you know that the bullet was programmed with the trick. The bullet should also be labeled as the name of the spell. Simply toss your upgraded CAD into the assembler and you should see some slot in the left available. Put the bullet in and take the CAD back out. So we need a bullet, which is going to be this and one side dust again, which is going to make a bullet with no name. Then we're going to go in the back right here and right click and we hear the name and it's now named Infusion. If we come back on the other side, show the gun. See now, because of the core, we have 4 spaces. So we can put one bullet in there, grab the gun, and now the gun has a new function. There's so many Endermen. I really have to find how they're getting out. So that's 2 less. And if I had known about the noise, I wouldn't have done it. Anyway, so let's just try this. Now, if I go... Oh, it still works. I don't know what I was going on about. I thought that it worked on a different manner so that it would no longer work. Anyway, if you look at this quest line, there's only one thing left. Thulium dust. We need to make thulium dust. You will need thulium and soulstone cobblestone for some recipe in mystical agriculture. Toss gunpowder or cobblestone on the ground and cast right click with your CAD infuse spell to get thulium and soul cobblestone. So to get thulium dust, we need gunpowder. And to get soul cobblestone, we need basic cobblestone. So let's just grab cobblestone, cobble, and that I'm going to grab a couple of stack and I'm going to use the Control Q again to throw all of them on the ground. And then we can do this, which transforms all of them. And then we need gunpowder. So gunpowder, how expensive is a stack of? Not so bad. So I'll make just 2 stacks because it is still a little bit expensive. And click those and get that. And another chapter completed. So let's go to the chapter rewards and let's go look. It gave us a basic EMC Link Mark 1. That's epic. Okay, so this doesn't go into, none of these go in there. Let's put whatever we can. But the EMC Link, look at this. It's worth 3.41 million. Boom. But we're going to grab it back and we're going to go set one thing up. So we're going to grab one pipe and we're going to grab a wrench and we're going to go back here and the EMC Link is amazing. Pipe, EMC Link, grab out, look at the top left. Plus 8,000, plus 8,000, plus 8,000, plus 8,000, plus 8,000. It's basically pulling the 8 stacks of diamonds right into my EMC, so I no longer have to go and click like this and bring them back. So at this point, the EMC Link Tier 1 is limited. I can't hit 2.67 million. Oh, this is so amazing. Things are going really well. That's why you need to set up stuff to get good results. You know what? Now we can go back to mystical agriculture, but I wanted to, so let me just come back to the EMC Link. The EMC Link, this one, no, okay, it doesn't show. I need to search it. So link, the EMC Link, this one, it can only import 1 item per second. Or 1 bucket per second. Or, I don't know why it says EMC limit 16 per second. That I honestly don't understand because we're importing 8,000 a second right now. But basically, it's grabbing these items and pushing them into the basic EMC Link. But come on, the EMC Link is worth 3.41 million. So it's basically worth 4 stacks, 5 stacks of diamonds. So for the time being, it's something that we're going to use very little of. And the only reason I put one down right here is to show you that it's constantly importing stuff. And technically, I would want also to import this. What I could do is loop around and go down and come back up into this EM ceiling, but then there would be the max number of item per second. As you progress through the link, 2 per second, 4, 8, 16, 32, so they do get better. But look at the millions and billions of cost, and the highest level is worth 1.15, 1.6 trillion. Like, this is, we're gonna need a lot of EMC in this mod pack. Okay, so let's go back and continue, well, continue or start. I don't know which is the term that you prefer, but we took this whole detour so that we could get into mystical agriculture. Because if you remember and you come back, oh, not here, back here, we needed to make prosperity shards, and prosperity shards are made with side dust around diamond. Now, I know we don't have a lot of EMC, and that diamonds are expensive, but I'm going to use a stack because these prosperity shards, we're going to need a lot of them, and I just want to have enough to get started and not have to worry about it. So now I'm going to grab a drawer, a 4 drawer like this, and what we're going to do for now is put that right here and put the prosperity shard here, the side dust there, the soul cobblestone there, and the Sulium dust right here. Perfect, because I am really not interested in having a very clogged inventory. Let's take a little break and go upstairs because I want to go see what my mob farm is doing. All of the items that are in here either no longer have space. 8 stacks of bones, 8 stacks of gunpowder. Yeah, okay. This mob farm's epic. Yeah. And by the way, these bow, some of them can be shown in an EM ceiling, but not all of them. But this is one reason why we would want an EM ceiling. So if I come back here, let's grab another EM ceiling. And let's go upstairs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an EMC link right here. So basically, whatever can go in these drawers will go in these drawers. Whatever can go in the EMC link can go. So sugar, glowstone, potato, and carrot do not have EMC. So they will always accrue here. Oh, 3 glowstone. Same for... Okay, sorry, I just got scared by a noise. Same for the Inferium Essence, same for the Ender Pearl. Gunpowder is EMCable, so it will go in the link. Bones, flesh, string, redstone, eye. Is this EMCable? No, so Blizz Mote will stay, and the arrow will also be EMC. So technically, this should start grabbing, like, these resources should be extracted slowly, one at a time, and go into the basic EMC link on each side. Is it working? Oh yeah, it's grabbing from the side. Holy potion of swiftness. See, things disappear and they're slowly going to go into that. But we'll get back to that later. They do not teleport. So what I'm thinking is that there must be a spawn point somewhere for the Enderman, because they do not teleport out anymore. I don't know. I'll try and figure it out later, but you may not rest because of monsters. Oh, come on. Oh no, it did teleport. Where is it? I hear it yelling, but I don't know where it is. Okay, that was a mistake. I wanted to sleep the night away, and I didn't even realize that the day was rising, not going down. Where the heck are you? Found you. Okay, oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4. too many Endermen. And this one gave me an Ender Pearl, so that's kind of cool. At least I got something for my trouble. Let's put the Ender Pearl right here, and you know what? Let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of that gun. Oh, no, 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 no. Grab the gun. Put the gun in our inventory. Okay, so let's continue. So I want to start making all of these seeds, but these seeds are boring to make. They just take time and are boring. So I'm going to make the infusion pedestal, and I'm going to make one of the seeds to show you. But from then on, I'm going to be making seeds during time lapse because there's really no point to making seeds. So we want to make the infusion pedestal. So for the infusion pedestal, well, first there's the altar that requires stone, gold, and some red carpet. And then the infusion pedestal is more red carpet, more gold, and more stone. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say stone, give me a stack because that's not worth anything. And for gold, I'm going to need 10 gold. I'm only going to grab what I need because that is expensive. Then I'm going to grab some wool, and I'm going to need 24 white carpet. So how much wool is that? Oh, you know what? Let's just grab the wool. Can I make carpet and color them? So if I have carpet like this, which is EMC'd, can I? Yes, I can color them. Perfect. So let's make some carpet right now so that we can EMC them because we're going to need some for Britannia. So let's grab, 24 carpet should be more than enough. And the reason I need a factor of 8 so that I can color them. And I'm going to grab 3 red dye like so. And then we can go and color all of these carpets. And then we can make let's look for infusion. Let's make the 1 altar first. And then let's make the 8 pedestal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And 1 button. And now these red carpet, I don't want them in my EMC system. I don't need them colored. I already have the white one, so I'm not going to care. So let's go and set that up. I'm going to set it up here for now. This is not going to be the best spot, but for now I'm going to put it here. And you put the infusion altar and it shows you where to put the pedestal. So here, 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 8 around basically. Like this and like this. And you need a magic button to activate it. So that's done. And now I'm not going to work today on the Solium Dagger on the soul or the Soul Jar, but we're going to get started at least on one of these seeds. So I'm going to show you 2 of the seeds, okay? So first we're going to make the iron seed. The iron seed is made from, ooh, that's tertium. Is there one that's less expensive? Tin seed is tertium. Copper seed is prudentium. Okay, so copper seed is the least expensive for now. Tertium again. Coal seed is prudentium also. So I can make copper or coal. And skeleton seed, while I'm here, I'm going to show you what I meant. So skeleton seed is tertium and solium seed. Solium seed are made with 1 prosperity seed and 2 solium dust, which is why we made a stack or 2 of solium dust back there. But it's also made with the soul jar. Okay, so the soul jars are a bit complicated. First, you need to make them with a solium ingot and 3 soul glass. Then you need to put them into a soul extraction machine and put arrows or skeleton skulls or bones in them. And basically an arrow puts you 0.1 of 10, which means you need 100 arrow. The skulls gives you 3, so you would need 1, 2, 3 skull. Or you would need bone, and bone are 0.5, and you would need 20. We haven't made this machine. We're going to do that in a future episode. It's not that important for now. We're probably going to do it in the next episode, but I want to show you. We also need to make soul glass, and soul glass is made with 4 soul dust around a glass. And we need to make a solium ingot, which is made with 2 solium dust around a prosperity ingot, and a prosperity ingot is 4 prosperity shard around an iron ingot, and it's not EMCable. So that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. Oh, by the way, this here soul glass needs soul dust, not soulium dust. So soul dust is made from smelted smooth soulstone, which is made from smelted soulstone, which is made from smelted soulstone cobble. So yeah, that's 3 smelting steps for 1 type of resource, which is why I made a lot of these, because I'm just going to cook multiple stack. And one of the things I'm thinking of doing is probably, if I look at furnace, probably going to make a golden furnace. I'm going to make a golden furnace. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's much better. So I'm going to be making, oh, it's the same EMC. So I only need to make it once. So that's 4,018 plus 4. Oh, it's a silver furnace. So no, I'm probably going to make it from the iron furnace, but I'm going to make some of these furnace. By the way, that music that you're hearing, and that's annoying as all hell, is a type of mob. Oh, it's dead already. It's a type of mob that has kind of a music pack on their back, and they just make that weird music. So once in a while, we'll have some nice little background music. Like, it's really weird, but it is what it is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm going to get that started in the time lapse, but basically, just so I can show you, you cook 1 soulstone cobble into, come on, this is so slow, which is why I need the better furnace, into 1 soulstone, which I cook again into a smooth soulstone. Come on, you see how long this is? That's why you need all the furnace in a row. That you cook again, into a soul dust, and then you're done. You can craft whatever you want with it. So anyway, let's make, like I said, let's make the copper seed. So for the copper seed, we're going to need 4 prudentium, 4 copper, and a prosperity seed. So let's grab 4 of these prosperity shards. You know what? Let's grab 4 stack. Let's come here, not here, here, and grab a stack of seed. And I know that I have enough. I need to make 100 and something seeds. So that's a lot, but I don't care. I just want to make them and have them for the future. That's 64. I don't have space for them here. Let's grab another drawer. Right here. Let's come back right here and put these here. So first, we're going to need a prosperity seed in the middle. Done. Then we're going to need 4 copper. Let's go right here and grab 4 copper. Copper, not constant copper. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't think that you need to arrange them in a particular manner, but I like making it like so that it's looking good. Then I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stack of this, and then I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to grab a diamond, and we're going to get started on what we need. We need these Prudentium Essence. Prudentium Essence, how do you make it? You make it with 4 Inferium around an infusion crystal. The lowest level of infusion crystal is the Inferium infusion crystal, which is made with 4 Inferium Essence, 4 Prosperity Shard, and an Inferium Gemstone. An Inferium Gemstone is made with 2 Inferium and a Prosperity Gemstone, which is made with 4 Prosperity and a Diamond, which is why I grabbed 8 of those, because I got the 4 for the thing and a Diamond, so that's the Gemstone. Then 2 Inferium, which is going to give us the Inferium Gemstone. 4 Prosperity Shard and 4 of these around is going to give them an Inferium Infusion Crystal, and that's 1 quest completed. Then if we put that in the crafting table and we go with, I'm just going to make a stack, voila. But that used 64. So this Inferium Infusion Crystal is going to get damage and is going to end up dying. But see, it's that weird big mob right there. That's the one producing music. And it takes forever to die. and it's dead, and it's done with the music. But that's the annoying one. Like, I honestly do not know why these mobs are in, and if it was my choice, I would turn them off. Anyway, so one each around like this, and now we can just right click and look, isn't this beautiful? Making us a seed, and we've got a copper seed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out and put this. Aha, that's the other catch. This is an inferior farmland. This is a tier 2 seed. Oh, my bad. Let's come back right here, grab a farmland. You need to make a farmland of the same level or more. So now that I have a prudentium essence, I can come back here, put that there, and put the copper seed, and in 1 minute 30 seconds, we're going to get our first prudentium essence. And so let's look at the copper essence. So copper essence is made 8 around to make a copper ingot, 6 copper ingot, but we do have that by the trove. Like, we can pull that out as EMC, so we really will never need the copper essence. Well, we could use it to generate EMC, but it's not a very good EMC generation method. But what you really needed to is that for these tier 1 mini catalysts to become tier 1 catalyst, you're going to need a stack of copper, iron, tin, redstone, coal, and skeleton. Guess what? These 6. So to upgrade the tier 1 capsule, you need a stack of each of these. To upgrade the tier 2 capsule, you need a stack of each of these. And to do the tier 3 capsule, you need a stack of each of these. And all of these 6 are resource generated by the tier 1 capsule. All of these 6 can only be gotten once you've unlocked tier 2. And same for this one, tier 3. So this, technically, to play the mod pack, these are the only seeds technically that you need. You only need these 18, but to be honest, some of them are just going to be way too useful to pass. Like the Neotic or all of the Power one are going to be very useful. So, and for the other seeds, we're going to need to go to tertium essence. So let me show you. Let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and another diamond. And let's look at tertium. So first off, let's look at all of these crystals. These infusion crystal. So let's just search for infusion crystal. So the infusion crystal, to be honest, this is the first level, and it costs 4 inferium and an inferium gemstone, and it has 256 use, and it can only make the second tier. The prudentium can only make the third tier, and it's crafted from an inferium infusion crystal and 4 prudentium. So let's do that, and we have the second tier. Now that we have the second tier, we can go like this and get all of these tertium essence. And now we can do this. And we can also get the tertium one. And the tertium one, do this, and we can get a imperium. But we do... let me just try this. I'm just curious to see... So this was a whole time lapse plus 40 minutes of episode. This is how much inferium essence I got. So let's do this. And this. And this. And let's just do half a stack. Perfect. Then let's use the second tier one. And let's go like this and like this and like this. That's 45. And if we go with this, then we get this many blue. Well, let's see. Oh, we're going to need 4 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I put them in the wrong spot. I know. I keep on doing that. I don't know why. Now we have the Imperium. So if I come back here, that's another level of quest. And with the Imperium, I have just enough to make 2 supremium, and I'm done. So that's all I accrued. That's why you need a buttload of this. You know what? Let me just... So that was 8 stack, I think. That gave me 2 red. Do I? No, I have 5 stacks here. So I'm not able to complete what I wanted to get another level. So I want to make the seeds, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make just these 6 basic seeds to begin with, because what I want is to get to the Master Infusion Crystal, because the Master Infusion Crystal is the only crystal that can craft every single level. See? Every single level. Whereas if I take the blue one can only make red, and the orange can only make blue, and the blah, 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 blah. I'm repeating myself. And it's infinite. So once we have that one infinite one, we're going to be golden. But to make that infinite one, we need 4 insanium, which is going to require 16 supremium, and we only made 2. So I don't want to use the essence I want to use it as less as possible until we get that crystal, because then we can automate the whole thing. And unfortunately, this one's about to break. So I'm going to have to make maybe 4 or 5, I think it's 8. I think I'm going to need to make 8 Inferium Infusion Crystal just to be able to get up the chain. I'm not going to need to make another Prudentium, I'm pretty sure. But for everything, for this one, I'm going to need a couple of them. But that way, I'm going to be able to just go up the chain and make it until I get the last one, and then I'll be able to auto-craft all of this. And see, I already have 3 copper essence, which I could use to make copper ingot, but I'm really only doing it for that. That's why the faster you start these, the faster you'll be able to convert these tier 1 catalysts, because it's going to make it so that instead of generating nugget, like right now, let's just go back 1 second. If I come here and I make this is going to give me the tier 1. Right now we're using the tier 1 to make coal. So instead of making 3, it's going to make 6 at a time. And if we go to the higher level, if we go to the large catalyst, it's going to give us large. And this one's going to give us block of coals. So for the lower level resource, it's less important. But if you can imagine the diamond one, let me look at tier 2. Tier 2. Imagine if I had this level of the tier 2, which honestly seems impossible. But let's say I had this level, it would give us the tier 3 large capsule, which would give us block of emerald. Oh, emerald are not EMCable. Okay, so that's not a good example. Let's look at the tier 3 large capsule. The tier 3 large capsule would give us block of diamond at 80k EMC per. Yeah, that's how good this is. And another musician. So, like I was saying, I'm going to go in my time lapse now. And in my time lapse, I'm going to try and create all of the seeds except the skeleton seed, because I'm going to prepare so that in the next episode, we make the Solium Dagger, we make the Soul Jar, we make the Skeleton Seed, and we're going to be done with this part. And at that point, maybe we're going to be able to do this, because I'm going to build the level here, and I'm going to make a crap ton of these. How many seeds I have? I have a stack of seed. So I'm probably going to make 64 of those just to make a lot of Inferium Essence. It's just... all of this is EMCable, so I can throw it all back in the EMC system afterward if I want to, but it's going to make everything so much easier with the seed crafting. Then, in the next episode, we're going to start playing around with Industrial Foregoing, and either Botania or Industrial Foregoing, these are 2 mods. Well, Industrial Foregoing is more important. That's what I'm going to start with, because Industrial Foregoing is what's going to make us plastic, and plastic is a very slow resource to make. So I looked at it too much. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I died. I knew it. I also really need to solve that problem with these stupid Endermen. I don't know where they're coming from. I'm probably going to go all around to make sure that they have no spawn point. And if that's the case, it means that they spawn. Is there interjection or ender? No, ender. No, that's an androd. Interdiction, maybe? I think it's interdiction. Interdiction. Yes, interdiction torch. Ow! Nope, I'm not going to be able to make that anytime soon. Okay, so just quickly, I'm going to say one last thing and then we're going to go into time lapse. But one of the biggest reasons for the mob farm is to get the 4 glowstone dust. Because with the 4 glowstone dust, we're going to be able to make the glowstone seed. You know what? This is what I'm going to do in my time lapse. I'm going to make the glowstone seed because once you have glowstone, you can make the philosopher's stone. And as you just saw, the philosopher's stone is the one thing that we're going to need. What did I just show you? Oh man, what did I just show? Oh, the interdiction. We're going to need that for the interdiction torch. But if we have an interdiction torch, we can put it down here and then Enderman problem should be solved. But it's also something really great because it's going to put us into Project E, which is something that we want to start as soon as possible because one of the bonus is this Swift Wolf Rending Gale that gives us flight. Like, this is really epic and we want to get to it as soon as possible. So I didn't know I got the 4 glowstone already, which is going to make things interesting and epic in my way of thinking. And that's why, so next episode, we're going to make the interdiction torch so that we can stop having these stupid Endermen all around. And since I'm here, I'm just going to remove this breakpoint. And then we're going to just be able to continue progressing. So like I said, I'm going to go in my time lapse now. It's more than due. I'm going to build a platform there and start spamming the production of seeds. And if I have time, I'm also going to produce all of the seeds required for this tier except the skeleton, and I'm going to get ready. And if you remember, for creating those, we're going to need soul dust, which needs this whole step. So that's also something that I'm going to start because I want to cook these 6 stack of soulstone cobblestone so that I don't have problems for when we get to it. Because these soul jar, we're going to need, I think, 48 of them? Like a crazy number because we have a lot of seeds to make. And even though all the seeds are not necessary, you know me, I need to make everything. So I'm going to make all of the seeds. So I'm going to back away so that you guys can see everything with the new infusion altar. And I'm going to go in my time lapse and get ready for the next episode. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.